Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and in today's video I have the brand new Progen Itali Gtb. So this car came out earlier today, part of the import-export DLC. It's still, some vehicles are still being released. I believe there is one more after this, but I have the brand new Itali Gtb right here in front of us, fully customized, and I gotta tell you guys, it looks absolutely amazing. And if you guys were wondering if you should buy this, I mean, if you have like around $2 million to spend, I would definitely recommend this vehicle because it's a beautiful vehicle. Like, honestly, I went with a more menacing look with the vehicle. I try to make it look more like a serious race car instead of, I try to use more, basic colors to make it look like a real race car. And it's just absolutely amazing, guys. And, you don't really have to spend a lot of money on this vehicle to make it look nice. I mean, it's really up to your preference, but honestly, this vehicle is absolutely amazing. I have the full dials for you guys, so it's like, there's more, I don't know, I just like more dials. It looks a little bit cooler. But as you guys can see, this car is absolutely amazing. And let me just let you guys hear the engine on this vehicle. And yeah. If you guys could hear that, that's just an absolutely menacing engine noise. But let's drive it over to Benny's. I'm going to show you guys the customization on this vehicle. I just wanted to show you guys, how it handles. Oh god. I can't drive. That was totally not the car's fault. I just can't drive. But as you guys can see, it's also a pretty fast vehicle. It's not slow. It does feel like the Debauchee 770. If you guys remember that vehicle, it kind of feels like that. But oh my god, the handling, oh my god. So that was kind of my fault, but this car itself, it's a pretty well handled, it handles pretty well. As you guys can see, I turned that pretty well, and it just looks great overall. And there's so many different combinations you can have of liveries and paint jobs, and it still looks pretty amazing. Right now I just went with a very simple look, try to make it look more like a race car. I gotta say though, the brakes aren't that good. It kind of does slide even after braking, so that's one thing you might want to be a little cautious of. But let's repair the vehicle. So max armor, max brakes, the bumpers. Okay, so there's a lot of bumpers on this vehicle. So you have your stock front bumper. I'm gonna rush through these, guys. I don't want to make this video way too long. The previous video was really long. Let me not do that with this one. So you have your no diffuser and extended arch, stock bumper and extended, vented bumper, MK2 vented, tuner bumper, MK2 tuner, tourer bumper, MK2 tourer bumper, street bumper, MK2 street bumper, pro bumper. This is my favorite because it actually gets rid of the tow hook. As you guys can see, all the other ones have the tow hook. I really don't like that. Moving on, we have the MK2 pro bumper. It's just a little difference with the rivets. If you look at the bottom right corner of the vehicle, there's like some changes with the rivets. Then you have your race bumper, which exposes the intercooler. You have your MK2 race bumper, extreme bumper, MK2 extreme bumper, and yeah, that's basically about it. Moving on to the back of the vehicle, you have your stock bumper. You have your primary touring diffuser, secondary touring diffuser, and you have your carbon touring diffuser. All really nice. I prefer the secondary touring. It's just really up to your preference. Moving on to the chassis, I have the extended over fenders. So you have your stock fender, your extended over fenders. It's really hard to see with the black, but there's a slight difference. You have your vented over fenders, which basically adds vents. You have your rounded over fenders. Then you have the bottom four are for the rear of the car. So you have your stock rear, extended rear. Let me just show you guys from a better angle, and short rear and cutout. So they're all pretty cool, and I actually like this cutout one a lot. Let me just change over to that. Moving on to the engine, just increase the engine. And I totally forgot to show you guys the engine on this vehicle. It's absolutely amazing. I'll show you guys that at the end of the video. But moving on, we have the stock exhaust, the titanium trapezoid exhaust. I really like that. It looks really modern and futuristic. Titanium box, titanium inverted, and a titanium quad. I actually like this one too because it fills out most of the exhaust space. Alright, so explosives, I don't know why you want to put these, but hood, there's actually so for the hood you can add these rivets to the front. and they actually increase the durability of your hood, so it's less likely to fly off. So if you are a bad driver like myself, I should really put these. Let's just put this one. All right, moving on to the hood. You have your stock hood, your custom instep hood, the black stripe hood, chrome stripe, carbon instep, drop, vented, large vent, carbon large vent, carbon raised vent, a street racer, triple vented, extreme racing, and ultra racing. And I believe that's yeah, that's all the hoods right there. Moving on to the horn, nothing too special here. Interior, okay, so for the dash you have none, street, semi-stripped, a race dash and stripped, flocked dash and stripped, and carbon dash and stripped interior. I like this one personally. You can actually change the interior color. I didn't know that. So you don't really have to buy carbon ones, but the stock, you know, the stock, what do you call it, dash, it looks really bad. Alright, so then you have your stock dials, mounted tacho, pod tackle, and glove box gauges, race display, and dash gauges, MK2 race display, MK2 display and dash, and MK3 race display, and MK3 display and dash gauges. Now, there's a big, you know, price difference between these, so it's really up to you how much money you're willing to spend on your vehicle. The MK3 adds a bunch of dials on that side of the vehicle too. You really can't see them right now. Moving on to doors, you can change the door of the material. You have your aluminum, carbon, primary color, secondary color, aluminum race, and carbon race. So there they are again. For the seats, I wouldn't really recommend this unless you're going to car shows, but nonetheless, sports seat, painted sports, carbon sports, ballistic fiber, painted tuner, carbon tuner, ballistic fiber tuner, painted bucket, carbon bucket, ballistic fiber bucket, painted track, carbon track, ballistic fiber, and yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't really recommend upgrading the seats unless you are going to some car show. Steering wheel is really cool. You have your stock, Apex, Apex Clubman, Apex Professional, Formula Basic, Formula Cutout, Formula Clubman, Formula Professional. That's what I went with to give it a more race-like feel. Sprint Basic, Sprint Clubman, Sprint MK2, Sprint Lightweight, Sprint Featherweight, Professional, Rally Basic, Rally Clubman, Rally Professional, and yeah, that's basically it. So if you're going for the old decked out look, I would go with the Rally Professional, but it's really up to you. There is a quite a bit of a price difference from 8,000 to 21,000. Moving on to light color, you can change the color of the gauges. So yeah, pretty cool. For your roll cage, you have your street half cage, which I believe adds to the back of the vehicle. You have your dash dodger case, which doesn't connect to your dash, but I went with the full roll cage. Not a big price difference between them, and yeah. So moving on to headlights, you have your xenon lights, neon layout, neon color. Nothing too special here. Your liveries. So I went with a color that looks good with most liveries. So it's just a basic black and white. It's really up to you. You have your Chappelle stripes, Crepa Sol, I guess, Crep Sol, Redwood Racing, tricolor stripes, Bite, Tinkle, Debris, and Amigas, and Caton Banking. So just to give you guys an all around on these liveries, all of them look pretty cool, especially with this black and white. It's a very simple, you know, contrast between the colors, but it looks really good with the liveries. Your license, nothing too special there, just put yellow and black. Respray, just change to the color of the vehicle. Let me just do a quick run through of all the. Oh, actually looks pretty well. Looks pretty nice too. It's really up to you guys. It's your preference, what you like to see on your vehicle, and yeah, a lot of these look pretty cool. Your secondary just changes the color of the roof and a couple of other attachments on your vehicle depending on what kind of upgrades you put. So it's really up to you. Moving on to trim color. You see, if you put the carbon dash, you really can't see the trim color, but if you don't want to, you know, change the if you want to see a trim color, then I wouldn't recommend putting carbon dash. So yeah, moving on to roof, you can add an aerial, which makes it look like a toy car. Vortex generators, you have your carbon vortex and carbon stripped, which is basically a carbon roof. It's really up to you how you want this vehicle to look. I'm not selling it. Oh, we also have some skirts. I prefer the stock skirts. As you guys can see, you have your carbon low level and your carbon GT skirt. Moving on to spoilers, there's quite a lot. You have none, tuner wing, custom body wing, exotic sharp wing, custom secondary body wing, secondary exotic sharp wing, custom carbon body, carbon exotic sharp, primary shoulder GT, secondary shoulder GT, carbon GT spoiler, carbon wing type 2, tarmac attack wing, extreme downforce BGW. Yeah, so I have a tough time saying that. But I went with the custom body wing mainly because it doesn't like go out off the car. Like as you guys can see, some of the other ones they go like behind the car. I really don't like that. Moving on to the transmission, just max transmission, turbo, wheels. You guys know my trick, high-end chrome wheels. Yeah, and they're free. Looks pretty cool. Moving on to the wheel color, the tires, the design, and the smoke and whatnot. The windows, just black them out, and yeah, that basically covers everything with this vehicle. So it's morning, which is a lot better. We can see this car a bit more, and as you guys can see, it looks absolutely amazing. And before I forget, let me show you guys the hood and how it looks in the. So as you guys can see, almost all of the doors open. So the engine. Now, I don't know if that's an engine or what. It's just, there's like NOS in there and other stuff. That's absolutely insane. And this is where the real engine is. So I think that's like the nitros for the vehicle, and that's the engine. So I like that little detail in there. So there's really not any trunk room in here. You really can't get any luggage in here. It's just you and another person. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Close all the doors. Oh, driver door is still open, and yeah, I guess this basically wraps up this video then. Yeah, I guess, yeah, before I forget, thank you all for the support on the recent videos as well. You know, it means a lot to us. And, yeah, I guess this basically wraps up this video. So, yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.